What's going on, Tamers? It's your boy Varney, and today we are starting a new series. That's right, we keep the new series coming at you as we try to explore new and different styles of content. Now, this series will focus on deck building. The goal is to set it apart from a deck profile and bring you guys along on the journey as we explore the deck building process. You'll get to hear my ideas and my thoughts and the brainstorming as it happens. Hopefully for the new players, this will give you some sort of enlightenment on the process of deck building. And for the experienced players, hopefully this gives you a different perspective and things to think about while you're deck building that you might not have been doing already. So today we're going to be focusing on the boy Examon. I basically haven't played this deck since I topped regionals with it, and it's been sitting in my drawer waiting for it to get new support, which has finally arrived in RSB 2.5. So of course, we've got to go update the deck. Let's roll the intro. So I lied. I have played Examon recently, but not competitively. Competitively, I put the deck down not too long after regionals due to the shift in metas, and I was playing Royal Knights at the time, etc., yada yada. But I have played this deck in our Koala Cups. If you don't know what the Koala Cups are, shout out to our community moderator Chrome, who hosts these in our Discords. You can find the link in the description down below, which you can find more information there. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at the deck as it has been since it's been sitting in my drawer, and we're going to add the new support cards. We're going to modify our ratios, think about that all on the spot. I haven't really thought about it since the support got revealed. I'm a person who doesn't really care to playtest before the cards come out, nor do I really care for that deck building process, so to say, unless I need to know what exactly I'm gonna buy. In this case, I just got play sets of everything, so we're just gonna do it right on the fly, and you guys are gonna be along here for the journey. So we're gonna start off with our rookies here. Let me see what we can see on camera. So we got those four, of course, the Searcher, we've got 4 promo, 4, so that's the Warper, 3 of the, what is this? I guess memory gainer / somewhat kind of draw power, and then one of the lame searchers, as I like to call it. So we have one new rookie, which is the start of main, trash 1 to draw 1, gain 1. I think rookies like this are super useful, and we really could use more of them in the card game. So we definitely want to keep our 4 searcher. I'm thinking I want to keep at least 3 of the Warper, so to say. So we're probably just going to end up dropping the BT11. As much as it pains me because I do like that card, it probably is the least useful one out of all of them. We really want this one so that we can Digivolve in Raising. Generally, that's basically what I use BT11 for. So I could Digivolve in Raising and then get sort of a memory refund back when I play something. But in this instance, yeah, as nice as the card art is, we definitely want to prioritize Digivolving this new Dracomon in Raising, and then using this one to search. I'm probably going to end up dropping this one, to be honest. I actually don't know why I'm unsleeving this promo. I've never really cared for this Dracomon because it only searches top 3 for a Drummon in name. It doesn't even search Examon. So I always had bad experience in dropping an Examon, which is why I only ran one of them. So yeah, I think this is going to be our rookie lineup. This one is pretty simple, right? I mean, this is essentially the way you want it. 4 searcher, 4 of your 1 to Digivolve and Raising, and then probably 4 promo. If we need to make cuts, I'll probably drop a promo first and see how it goes with the 11 rookies. We are a top heavy deck, so I do anticipate we'll have to make some cuts. But for now, that's what we'll stick with. Next, moving on to our champions, we've got 3 of the Evade Cordramon, 4 of the Blocker Cordramon, and then 4 of the Draw Cordramon. So we do have new pieces here. So now we need to figure out how we're going to fit these in. So 1 Cordramon has Raid, 1 has Jamming, and both basically have the same effect when any of your green for Cordramon, blue for, sorry, let me rephrase. Green for the blue red Cordramon, and then blue for the green red Cordramon are played. This can Digivolve into a Groundramon, so it's effectively an extra warp, so to say, helps speed the deck up. So my anticipation with this, we don't need too many, we just want a couple. You definitely still want to stack keywords in your stack, depending on which Examon you Digivolve into. So my first inclination is that we're not going to rely on this security Cordramon as much, if at all. This is probably one of my controversial cuts that I'm going to make today, but I want to see how all of these keywords stack up definitely, obviously, we still want evade, right? We still want blocker, because you're not always going to want to use Examon Ace. Obviously, we will be running both EX3 Examon as well as the Ace. So my initial thinking is that we cut this, and this gets us to where we need to be. It's more useful anyways, right? Because I know lots of times I'd have that Cordramon sitting in my hand, and I'm like, damn, I really don't want to have to drop this to draw 2. It's nice when it pops out security, but like that's about all it has going for it. You really don't want to play that off of your Examon. I think the big consideration here is that, yeah, we just want more keywords in our stack. We want more ways to get into our stack, but we don't want to give up what we already have. I think Evade is super clutch on that old Examon, because that one is just the, it's the one that can set up and snowball your board, kind of like Mastimon. So if I'm going to make a cut here, it's going to be probably dropping one of the blocker Cordramon, I'd say, and we'd go with 10 total, but we'll see. We'll circle back around and see where the ratios end up at. I left it like this so that I didn't have to start from scratch and I already had a baseline. That's why we're doing it in this way, and then we'll circle around and see what is going to change. So here now we've got obviously a new Wingdramon and a new Grounddramon. The big things with these, the big changes, the old ones, end of turn lets you DNA, and then Examon treats it as a level 6 DNA source. So that means Grounddramon is a level 6 green and Wingdramon is a level 6 blue. The new ones have the same sort of text, but they're more specified in that Wingdramon is treated as a level 6 Slayer, so it will be a level 6 Slayer, both blue and red. And then Grounddramon is a level 6 Breakdramon, both green and red. This matters for Blasting A, which we'll get into later. So my initial thinking is definitely dropping at least 1, if not 2 of each, because we do want the different names. We like the alterns. The alterns does matter for the blast. So we're definitely putting in at least 2 of each is my initial thinking. The big thing with Grounddramon is that, or both of them, I should say, they have different inheritables, which is the big thing. I hated stacking redundant inheritables in Examon. So the old one has blocker and evade, and we probably don't need those as much, especially because the lower level bodies have it. So yeah, that's where I'm kind of like, I'm not sure. And obviously the other part of why I wanted to do this series is because I wanted to hear you guys' thoughts. I wanted to see what you guys have to say. Obviously, some of you have been playing Examon for longer than I have, because some of you, we can say for what it is, didn't give up on the deck. You didn't shelve it to play other decks. And obviously you're excited for the support as well. So if you have ideas, I am interested in hearing them. This is just kind of me ballparking where I want it at. I feel like in terms of, I don't necessarily care for the run Digivolvings, right? This one's a delete 6 careless. This one is suspend a Digimon or Tamer, and then it can't unsuspend until the end of their turn. I don't really care about that. It's really more the inheritables and the alterns I care about. The reason the alterns matter, I guess I'll just talk about it now, is Examon Ace. If you have a Wingdramon on the board, because alterns, it is treated as a level 6 Slayer for DNA at Digievolution. When you DNA in, or when you would, you can basically, let me put it this way, you can basically put Wingdramon on the board. You can't have another level 5, right? Because these are actual effects. They need to be on the board for that to happen. But if you have Wingdramon and you have a Breakdramon in hand, you can DNA with just the Wingdramon, which is treated as the level 6 Slayer as part of his condition, and then tuck the Breakdramon underneath and DNA from a level 5. So that's why I'm not sure exactly how much. I feel like you want to lean heavily into these because, aces are an important part of today's game, but these old ones are just as important for getting that end of turn, setting you up. So that's why I'm thinking the 2-2-2-2 split across the border and see how that goes. Obviously that could very well change. This is my setup from the Koala Cup, right? So immediately right off the bat, I know I'm not going to be running these 2 cards. This was my spicy tech because Drummon, that's what matters. But we are definitely not going to be playing these cards in Examon. This is strictly a Koala Cup build. So right off the bat, I already know that this old Breakdramon is coming out. It was decent first time, right? It was never really like, oh my goodness, that's like amazing, I need to play it. This new Breakdramon is cracked. It has blocker on body, number 1. It has an on-play end-to-end Digivolving to suspend 2 Digimon or Tamers, then one of your Digimon may attack, which is good. And then All turns as both the inheritable and a main body effect. When any of your Dracomon or Examon in-text Digimon delete an opponent's Digimon in that battle, whether that's by piercing, just swinging over, or blocking, you get to delete one of their suspended Digimon or Tamers, which is just so good. My initial thinking is that I'm playing this card at 4, right? The reason I'm thinking we're playing this card at 4 is because between this and your champions here, you have 8 Breakdramon sources. The same applies to Slayer. The difference is I'm going to run a little bit heavier of a ratio on Slayer because the old Slayer is so good, we still want to be playing that. So I'm thinking we're going to play at least 3. That's our taunt, you know, especially for Examon Ace. That's a really big consideration on why that matters. But a card I feel like many people sleep on. This new Slayer Dramon is really good. Piercing on body. You get to trash source, then delete one of their Digimon with no source. All turns when this main body effect, when one of your Digimon, when your opponent's security stack is removed from, you get to unsuspend one of your Examon or Dracomon in text, whatever. I don't care about that. What I actually care about is the inheritable, which is our Omni Protection inheritable. And I know some of you are like, oh my goodness, Digimon Protection inheritables. Wow. Listen, we needed it. I hated Chaos Tag. I hated being bounced. This is when any of your Digimon, Dracomon, or Examon in text would leave the battle area other than in battle. By suspending this Digimon, they don't leave. I think that is so important, so clutch. Especially depending on what matchup you're playing in, that you need to play. You might end up, obviously, I know you guys are playing it, but I think from what I was reading, a lot of people were sleeping on that to begin with. I think that's one of the best parts about the new deck. So now we get to our Examons. Obviously, I don't even have to talk about it. You see this boy right here? I have no problems doing that. He's out of here. He's horrible, right? We can say that for what it is. We are playing Examon Ace. My initial thinking is that we're going to be doing a 3-3 split. Old Examon is fantastically amazing. If you hard Digivolve into him, you are still going to get the effect to place something underneath. However, you don't get the effect to place something out. That doesn't make him bad at all, and I might end up playing 4-2 or even going really heavy and doing 4-3 on these Examons. But for now, because obviously we're in the beginning of the deck building process, this is what we're going to try. Examon Ace is just keyword monstrosity, raid, piercing, blocker, evade. That's why he doesn't really matter for the old inheritables. It's just the fact that he has removal on body, which is pretty cool. And then when any Digimon suspend, he may unsuspend. Big thing here with these inheritables being able to stack up. Obviously, you don't care about block, you don't care about evade because he has that. But being able to get that trashing of security or that sec +1 is great. More importantly, that potential to say, all right, Groundramon is on the board. Not this Groundramon. It would have to be the other one, this one that I have in my hand. Groundramon is on the board. If you swing, I could potentially ace. This is what makes the new one so important. Because of that ace threat, this is only a your turn effect that he's treated as a level 6 DNA Digi-Evolution. So those are the concessions that we have to make. I'm not really sure where the deck is going with regards to that, but that's what we're going to do to begin with. Now, we don't have a lot of flex spots right here, right? Because we have these 4 cards. This is why I said we'd have to go back and make cuts. I'm not sure if I want to play Davis. I think it's still very good. I think I might bump him down to like 2. I'm not really sure. The first thing we definitely want to play is we have this new option card, Unleash the Dragon Gene. So this is like this is a lesser Omni option. If you know what the Omni deck does, this lets you play Dracomon or Examon in text from your hand, reducing cost by 3. And then when any of those Dracomon or Examon in text would leave the battle area, 2 of your Digimon may DNA. So the big thing here is this lets you essentially set up a board where you have like this, and that's all turns. So that's Wing, and where's the Breakdramon? It is right here. So like if you just have these chilling on board because you didn't get to DNA, like that's basically what this is replacing, right? This is basically replacing this. This end of turn lets you DNA. This lets you do something just a little bit different in that you don't have to DNA end of turn. You have flexibility to have separate stacks, and then when any of them would leave, then you get to DNA, which would prevent air quote, prevent it from leaving because it becomes a new Digimon and the effects fizzle out. I don't know if I want it at more than 2 though, especially because Davis is good. I don't mind Davis, but I feel like I am more inclined to play the memory boost. Let me go grab them real quick. Here we are, Wisteria memory boost. So one of our biggest problems in Examon was searching. We didn't have a search option. Now we have access to Wisteria memory boost. The only issue with this is that we have some mono green pieces that this won't pick up, such as the ground Dramon and the, not the break Dramon, the core Dramon that is solely green. But that is just, well, that is 6 cards out of our deck. But I think that is a fair trade-off. Our Dracomons are monocolor with blue, and this one is red. I think it's a fair trade-off because it'll pick up almost all the pieces that we want to pick up. And I don't know, I always felt like Davis was sort of a, I didn't hate playing Davis, but for cost just to search, yeah, he's a memory teamer, but I think in today's day and age, we don't care about that, right? I think we rather just get our memory boost and then we can pop and then try to do a little bit more shenanigans. So yeah, my initial thinking, yep, we're gonna cut one of those and perhaps I will cut a rookie. So we'll get a little bit liberal on the ratios here, but we're gonna see how this goes because we have access to a memory boost that doesn't bottom deck half of our deck like it used to. And I think that's a fair trade-off. I think that's something that we don't mind doing. We're gonna see how it works out for us. We'll see if we live to regret those decisions. But I honestly, I think we're fine. So we've got, at the end of the day, our 11 rookies. We've got our, where are you? 10 champions. I feel like I should be adjusting these ratios, but I'm really not sure. When any of your blue Digimon, Dracomon, or Examon trainers played, make Digivolve reducing cost. Honestly, you know what? I'm kind of talking myself into it. I think I'm gonna go up 1 each on these ratios. Mainly because maxing out our Wisteria, but also being able to kind of accelerate a little bit. I think that's really clutch. So we're gonna see how this works out for us. For basically the way that I play it when I'm deck building is I kind of go heavy. For a deck like this, I keep symmetrical ratios because it's DNA. But also I try to go heavy on like the newer support because I want to see how that newer support really plays. Like I did the same thing for Beelzemon. You really want to see how it plays because it's better to cut and go back to your old support rather than rely on the old support and then be like, ah, damn, like I wish I could have seen or worked out how this newer support would have been. Missing a ground Dramon. Where are you? Right here. So, I mean, I think this here is fine because there's really, the only thing I could really do is just like increase these to 1 each. But I don't think we need to. I don't know. I really don't. This is where the deck gets really funky because it's just like, man, I want to play all of these things and these big heavy boss monsters just take up like your entire top end, right? So in total, we've got a total of 4, 7, 9 level 6s and then the 8 level 5s, which gives us a total of 17. So we're almost split in half for 9 and 9 on DNA materials for our 6 Examon. 6 Examon I think is fine. Obviously with the 4 Wisteria memory boost, we're going to be able to pick up red, blue here. So that's the important parts, being able to search Examon. One thing I always felt like I struggled with. I honestly think 2 Unleash the Dragon Gene is fine. I would like to fit 3. I could consider maybe dropping a break, but that would drop me to a total of 7 green break sources and 9 blue Slayer sources. And as good as this card is, I don't know. I know I was just talking about going heavy on the new stuff, but this in this particular instance, because we're playing 4 of the old break, or 4 of the new break, I should say, and then the 2 Slayer, I want to say that this is fine. I want to say that this is fine. We're gonna play play that. We're gonna see how that works. And last thing is our rookies. So I am most definitely cutting the old Bebidamon down to 1. I will play 5 eggs. My main thing here is Examon now has a when attacking draw a card egg, which might be more crucial in this deck than the 1k DP that used to matter back then. Not saying it's not, it could definitely still matter, but my inclination is that I want to be able to draw cards. So we're going to do that. Well, that's where we end up at with Examon. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this style of video. And because it's the first one I shot, you know, definitely some kinks here. So let me know what you would like to see, things you'd like to see me work upon, or things you'd like to see done for yourself in the future. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And until I talk to you guys next time, peace out.